and welcome to the Devnaa Chai Masala Cupcakes tutorial. These cupcakes are great for winter time because they've got like the spiced flavouriness. A lot of people say that they taste like Christmas, which is great. The cinnamon, cardamom, ginger and the chai masala really helps to warm them through and make them good for Christmas. We'll start with getting the oven heated up, so make sure it's on gas mark 4, which is about 180 degrees Celsius, and just line a 12 cavity cupcake tin with cupcake liners as well. The first stage of making this recipe is to make some tea. What I've got here is 260 millilitres of milk, which I'm just going to heat up over a medium heat. Okay, to the milk I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of chai masala. If you missed the last video on how to make that, you can check back through our videos and there is a tutorial, or you can buy it ready-made if you prefer. I'm just going to add in, I've got 2 teaspoons here, so I'm just going to add in 1.5 and reserve a bit for later. And also 2 teaspoons of loose black tea leaves. If you don't have loose tea, you can use 2 tea bags to do the same. And let it come to the boil over a medium heat. Stir it occasionally. Okay, now this is now coming to a boil. So I'm going to give it a good stir. Turn off the heat. And immediately cover it. And leave it to rest like that for 10 minutes. While the tea is cooling down, I'm just gonna get started with the rest of the recipe. So I've got 110 grams of unsalted butter here, which I'm just gonna beat until it's smooth. It's at room temperature. To that, I'm just going to slowly add in 140 grams of white caster sugar. And just beat it in a little bit at a time. When the butter and sugar are nice and smooth and creamy, just going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and the ½ teaspoon of chai masala reserved from earlier. And again, just beat to thoroughly incorporate. Once this mixture is thoroughly creamed, we're just going to go back to our tea mixture. The tea will have brewed and the flavours will have strengthened quite a while now. So we're just going to strain it through a strainer straight into a measuring jug. Okay, once that's strained through, just remove the strainer. And what you should be able to see is that from the 260 millilitres we had before, it has reduced slightly. The tea leaves have soaked up some of the tea and some has been removed through the straining as well. So we're just going to top that up so that it's back to 260 millilitres. In this bowl, I've combined 125 grams of plain flour, 2 tablespoons of corn flour, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder and ½ teaspoon of salt. I've just sifted them all together into one bowl, and we're now going to add the flour mixture and the tea to the creamed butter in 5 parts, starting with the flour. I'm going to add about 1/3 of the flour mixture. To that, about half of the tea mixture. And carefully just mix it in so it's fully combined. I'm just going to transfer to a slightly bigger bowl and carry on beating until it's smooth. I've changed to a larger bowl. The first one was a bit too small and I'm using a whisk now as well. Just going to add in half of the remaining flour. All of the remaining milk. Make sure you get all the flavours in from the bottom. Add in the remaining flour. As you can see, if it did appear a bit murky at the earlier stage, it does correct itself as you add in the remaining ingredients. So don't panic if it doesn't look right at first. Now, there is a science bit in this recipe as we're not using eggs. I've got half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda and 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. I'm just going to add the vinegar to the bicarbonate of soda and it will begin to fizz. This, as it's fizzing, needs to go straight into the cupcake batter and whisk it through, and you'll see it begin to go foamy, which is exactly what you're looking for. Okay, our batter's ready. I'm just going to divide it between the cupcake cases. We need to fill them about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way full, and they should rise to the top of the cases. Right, I'm just going to get these in the oven. Gas mark 4, which is 180 degrees Celsius, for about 20 to 25 minutes until they're firm to the touch. Okay, these have been in the oven now for about 25 minutes. As you can see, they've risen well even without any eggs, and they're golden on top, and we just need them to cool now on the wire rack. If you prefer, you can serve them warm. I'm just going to let them cool down a little bit and then serve them with some whipped cream. Alternatively, you could make a butter icing and add some chai masala to that as well, just for that extra bit of flavour. Just leave them to cool.